What's up, everybody? It's Tommy T. We're back once again for the August Love Story podcast. I'm here with my wife, Artieka T.
Was I supposed to say my own name?
I don't know, man. I'm just
because you looked at me and then you was like Artieka T.
I'm just trying to introduce us again. Once again, finally we get to do the podcast. I look forward to this. What are we talking about today?
I don't know. Birth.
We're talking about birth. If you have been following us, you would know that we were expecting our second child, and now we have our second child. You can see him in the video if you're watching on YouTube. By the way, if you are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe, share this podcast out, and follow us on our journey through relationship, marriage, friendship, parenthood,
multiples.
Parents of multiples. 2 times.
Or I shouldn't say multiples because it's not multiple births.
It's not multiple births, but multiple children.
Kid.
Yeah, more than one child. So join us on this journey as we're taking it. And, it takes a village. And so there it is, our village.
What?
I don't know. I just started talking. So, just got into it. So after I said all that, I say this: welcome.
So we've been starting off our episodes, and we've got a few that we've already recorded. But we've been starting with conversation cards. So the goal of the conversation card is for you to learn a little bit more about the person that you're asking the question to. These cards are actually for couples, but I find that they're also like great icebreakers or friendship cards because they're not really like intimate per se.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, there's something about you I didn't know. So today's card says, what is perhaps the worst movie you have ever seen? And I'm going to let you go first because I don't have an answer.
Worst movie I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of movies and I liked them all.
Did you?
Yeah. I can't think of the worst one. Because it's like I would watch it and then I have to finish it. What's a movie I just was like, I can't finish this?
I don't know. There's been lots of movies like that you've turned on, like, somebody's going to say something, but like I can't get into like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I love those.
I know. And like you have all of them, but I can't get into them. Usually I don't get into like Westerns or fighting movies. It's been since you and I've been together that I've been able to watch like comic book films.
Yeah.
But I'm really just like a rom-com girl, and they also needs to be black rom-coms.
Yeah.
So if you don't have an answer for that question, we can answer the other side.
What's the other side?
The other side's question is, complete this sentence. I'm sure my mom and dad wish I would. I can definitely answer this for my dad.
What's yours for your dad?
He wishes I would move back to Memphis.
Oh, I don't know. I think prosperity. Wish I would have prosperity. I don't
pick a bad movie.
Yeah, bad movie. Beloved. It's the only thing that I can think of.
Okay.
I hated Beloved, but I watched it like 8 times.
And that's because you're crazy.
Yeah.
Anywho,
but I don't think it's a bad movie as far as like the acting and everything. It's just, when I think of that question, I think of that movie.
Okay.
So, I guess we move right into it.
I'm gonna say I can see that being an answer for you because I know the circumstances in which you saw the movie the first time.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even.
That was hilarious. The fact that I remember that.
I wouldn't have put Beloved on my list. It would definitely have to be like some type of like, I don't want to say Shaun of the Dead because I did like that movie.
Shaun of the Dead was a good one.
That's what I said. I like that movie, but it would be something like
a zombie movie.
Yeah, something weird like that.
Yeah.
That would be my answer, but I can't think of the name of a movie because I don't really watch a lot of movies.
I don't like, and I feel like Beloved is just a cop-out answer.
It is.
Because it's like the movie wasn't bad. It was just my experience with the movie was bad, you know. But God, that's gonna make me scratch my head this whole episode.
Well, if you circle back around to it, just blurt it out.
I got you.
All right.
I got you. So unlike in my intro today, we're actually gonna be talking about our experience with having our baby, the second baby, and you know, that whole part. So for you guys, if you don't know, we had our baby boy on July 9th.
I was about to say, are you going to know his birthday?
Yeah, like I have to remember it. On July 9th. And yeah, his name is Quad.
His name is not Quad.
Well, it's Tommy Townsend, the fourth.
The fourth. And we are calling him Quad because he is the fourth.
Right. Gives him ownership of his name.
Yeah. And it's been tough already in this short time that we've had him for people to understand that his dad is the third. That is how he is the fourth.
Yeah.
I've had to explain this to so many people from the Vital Records office, at the the hospital, the nurses. It was just like, do y'all not get a lot of like, y'all stop at junior or something?
Yeah, something like that. Most of the time people like that was the thing. That's the cool thing about being the third. You can have the fourth. Is that a lot of people don't meet fours. Like in my life, I've only met 2 5s, and one of those 5s was a baby, and the other 5 was we
did meet Cinco.
Yeah, the other 5 was like at a random job orientation.
Oh,
you know, so of course I don't remember him, but I just really thought that was really cool, and being able to name him after me, after my dad, after my granddad, it's just, for me, it's like I want to see how long it could go, because I know I won't meet 6 or 7 if it goes that far, but you know, I could meet 5.
You never know. 6 might make you a young great granddaddy.
Maybe, you know.
I see that though, but like, so I have a different approach to the naming after.
Yeah.
Because I too am named after my grandfather and my dad, but I'm just not with a suffix. There's not, my dad and my granddad are senior and junior.
Yeah.
But then when I came around being a girl, they didn't do that to me. Although I like that Tiana Taylor did that with her daughter.
Yeah. Because she named her Junior, right?
Yeah. Like Junie's name is Iman Jr., even though she's a girl.
Yeah.
And I kept my name going with Lily, with her middle name. Yeah. So I want to see how many, like we're at 4 generations now with my name, or a form of my name. Right. And I want to see how many times we can flip this, twist it, and reverse it. Like, I'm going to be rooting for Lily's firstborn.
Yeah.
To have some of my name in it.
Yeah.
Even if the middle name's just Art. I don't know. That's my hope.
Yeah.
But, so I guess we said we were going to tell this birth story, which was very convoluted in and of itself. So,
why you say that?
Let's start off with saying that I have what is called precipitous labors. So, which Quad was not a precipitous labor, but with Lily, I had a precipitous labor, which is a labor that goes really, really fast. From first contraction to Lily and I being skin to skin was 3.5 hours. It was only, was it 30 minutes or 45 minutes? 45 minutes from my water breaking to me actually having Lily.
Which was the same for him.
It was the exact same for him. It was literally 45 minutes from the time my water broke. I had a baby laying on my chest yet again. So because of my precipitous labor and the fact that we live in Metro Atlanta, we do have a few family members here, but our family is not like around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody that lives between our house and the hospital. So it's not like we would have been able to drop Lily off. So made an agreement with my mom that we would send her to stay with her after July 4th. That was just our...
You sent Lily?
Yeah. That was just our date that we chose. That my mom would come get Lily and she would keep her until I had the baby. So my mom arrives in Georgia July 5th. She stayed just 2 days. Like she and Lily left back out on the 7th and went back to her house. And I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna have like a week, no babies in the house. Like I had all these big plans of things that we were gonna get done. Now, mind you, just the week before, my doctor did not want me to go on a trip with Tommy to visit his family because I had already started dilating. I was at 2 centimeters for that trip. So didn't get to go on that trip. Was home by myself the weekend before my mom came. Then the week that my mom came, I was like, great. Got the baby out the house. We're going to get some nesting done. Mm-hmm. And then I went to the doctor the day after they left and I was 3.5 centimeters. So we were like, man, I'm not going to make it through the weekend. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, I did not. That Saturday morning, I went into labor. It was a crazy stalled labor too. Yeah. Like Tommy and I washed my hair.
We did.
And did my hair.
Well, I ain't do your hair.
Well, I did my hair, but you washed my hair while I was in labor, which was just kind of like...
It was funny because, we got up. I was like, all right, we finna head to the hospital and everything. And then so I was like, all right, bet. I'll be off next week. We had a baby today, be off next week. And then it stopped.
Yeah, 4 hours into my contractions, they completely stopped.
And I was like, oh man, I'm finna go lay back down. Went back to sleep, and when we woke back up, or when you was like, oh, I'm contracting again, so I got up, took a shower, and was like, well, if it, just kind of counting, if it does what kind of do what it needs to do, call the doctor and stuff. So.
My doctor or my midwife is actually really funny. When I called her and I was like, hey, my contractions are this many minutes apart. She was like, Artieka, please hurry up and finish. I told her I was doing my hair. She was like, please hurry up and finish your hair and come to this hospital. Do not take more than 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no more than 30. She was like 20. Mm-hmm. Like she kept taking the time down every time I said it. But we got to the hospital. I got to experience the part of the hospital process that that I never got to experience the last time, which was going into triage and watching my contractions on the screen and being really annoyed by what was on TV. But we caught a couple of episodes of In Living Color. That
was kind of
pretty random. Nostalgic.
That was random.
But yeah, so had this baby. It took us about 8 hours total of labor. From the time I started contracting at home until he was born at almost 11 a.m. But it was just like, for me, this was a really different experience because I felt everything. Yeah. Like both times I had the kids natural, but this time was oof. Yeah. What was your difference in experience this time? You didn't almost miss it this time.
Yeah. Nothing really. I couldn't stay awake. That was the difference.
Well, that was after.
You talking about during? Nothing. I've seen it before. And, I was just like, oh, this is the contraction thing was cool.
What, watching them?
Watching the contractions and seeing which one's bad and which ones are, not as bad and figuring that part out. And, Like it's like during this time for me being a dad, it really not much for me to do. I'm just kind of like there to say I'm here, and it's
the nurse gave you something to do. She was like, give her water.
yeah, and I'll do that, give her water when she needs it and stuff like that. But it's kind of like you're just on standby, for a lot of the work. And even after this, even after the baby is here, it's like you're on standby and you try to do the best that you can do, when it comes to helping out. But it's like, because you breastfeed, I wasn't able to feed the baby in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Luckily we wasn't in the hospital that long, so
yeah, I feel like they kicked us out.
I'm fine with them kicking us out because of, I get it. It's like, it's COVID, you still have to be cautious of COVID. So if nothing is wrong, yeah, y'all can go ahead and go. And a lot of times that's what it is, they want to kind of keep you in there just to make sure nothing happens. But, in this case,
they were like, Mom was healthy last pregnancy. She still seems about the same this time around. You guys can go.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Right. Yeah, but it's the biggest difference for me having two children is having two children and dealing with Lily and like kind of like trying to make that relationship happen between her and her brother right now, because it's like he's not going to do nothing but eat and sleep and poop.
And so boy, does he poop.
Yeah. And so it's like, for her, she don't see it like that. She's like, it's a baby,
And she doesn't realize that she is also still technically a baby, like in our eyes anyways.
Right.
I mean, I get she's a toddler, but she's kind of like, I want to hold him. Like, she comes and she gets in the bed with me every day and says, give me. And I'm like, that is not how you ask for the baby.
But it's like, just really trying to make sure that she's getting the attention that she needs and wants, and still trying to keep up with everything. That's the hard part. It's just making sure that attention is being given to her, making sure that she's like, me and her doing things that we need to do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Making sure she gets to spend time with him, because a lot of it's weird to me, because I don't want to sit up and just hold him, but you will. And it's like, okay.
A lot of the times though, for me holding him, it's usually like right now, he just finished eating.
Right.
And I don't want to lay him down because he hasn't burped.
Not right. I get that. But it's like, just seeing that and, and experiencing like what I experienced, it's like once he gets older, you guys will start coming into the family a little bit more. It's because that's what it looks like.
It's like, hi, I'd like to reintroduce myself. My name is Mom.
Yeah, right. And it's like, you look at Lily and she, that's what she's thinking. Like, man, this baby is taking my mom away from me. And I remember, well, she probably don't remember, but she, like, all her life has just been us three. And now you have this baby here who's taking a portion of her away. Like, she still gets her dad, but even with getting her dad is busy. Where times where she would get her mom, it's not there because the baby. And so just that's been a big challenge for me mentally, just because it's like, how do you deal with it? How do I, like, this whole pregnancy, I've been kind of like distance between me and him, just because I haven't been able, like, I went to the doctor with you on that Friday, and then Saturday we had him. And that was the first time I heard his heartbeat.
Yeah, well, in person. Because of COVID, they only allowed one person in the room for ultrasounds, but it couldn't, like, we couldn't bring Lily.
Yeah.
And because Lily's at home with us, it's like, all right. And then they didn't tell me that somebody could come until literally the day of.
Yeah.
So it's like we couldn't have even made arrangements for somebody to get Lily for like an hour while we went to these appointments. So Tommy missed out on basically all of the Doppler listens and ultrasounds. Like he got the pictures after the fact, but he couldn't, like, I video chatted him when we did the anatomy scan to find out the gender. That was, I didn't video chat you the other ultrasound, did I? Yeah, that was just the confirmation of pregnancy ultrasound, and that one didn't really do it for us anyways.
Yeah, because we knew you was pregnant.
Yeah, we knew I was pregnant, and we didn't know what it was. And at that point, I don't even feel like at the anatomy scan that it really mattered if it was a boy or a girl. We were just like, I mean, you can tell us now because you know, you can see.
Right. But yeah, that's for me, that's been the biggest challenge with having the baby and Lily, you know, just thinking of it from my perspective of dad and husband and man. It's like things become more real. Things are like, you have to be decisive in your decisions. Like, this is what I'm gonna do, and that's what it is. Because now, essentially, it's 4 mouths you have to feed, and 3 people looking at you to provide in a manner that you never had to provide before. You know, the expectation of you doing what you say you're gonna do now doubles and triples. You know, because of that extra person in the home. And, you know, just the idea of I'm raising little humans to become big humans and be productive in society and be a valuable member of society, you know, and them showing their value and showing their worth for it. Like, that's the pressures of dad, you know, of husband, you know, and still maintaining that relationship with you, because that's what gets us here. You know, that's the hard part, to be completely honest, is maintaining that relationship, because it's a sense of you having to put your children aside to have that relationship with you. And it has to be on both sides. So it's like, people ask me how you doing and stuff like that, or how I'm doing. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm tired, but I feel guilty saying I'm tired because my wife is the one that's really doing the work.
Yeah, I'm ready for this. Like, let me not say that. I love the small baby stage, but it's difficult navigating the small baby stage and the toddler stage simultaneously.
Right.
I actually think that I'm doing better with it than I did navigating pregnancy and toddlerhood. Yeah. Because all I wanted to do while I was pregnant was sleep. Like, nothing else. Yeah. At least now I'm like, okay, when I'm up, I'm up. We can hang out. The hard part of that now is she don't really want to hang out with me. She wants to hang out with her brother, but it's disguised as hanging out with me. Like, we laughed yesterday sitting on the couch watching TV because whoever had the baby, that's who Lily flocked to. Yeah. So it's like, I was holding the baby. I couldn't get him to burp, so I gave him to Tommy. Tommy takes him and starts to burp him. And as soon as Tommy grabbed him, she looked at me and she was like, bye. And it's like, you don't even want to hang out with me. You just want to go play with this baby that can't play with you yet.
Right. I be like, man, just give him like a month or 2, man, where he's virtually indestructible. And you can
it's
play
not
going to
be in a month or 2. Maybe top of next year. Yeah. They'll be able to do things together because he'll have a little bit of hand-eye coordination and things like that.
But she really loves him, and that makes it a lot easier. We as parents have to figure out how to make it safe for both of them. where, she can hold them when she, when it's appropriate for her to and stuff like that. So, but that was the big thing for me. I always thought about like, okay, we got another child in here, but how do we horn in on the relationship part between you and I? Because our attention is drawn, away from us, but onto the children.
Right.
And it's like keeping that spark alive and making sure we do small things and big things with each other and making sure that we hear each other out. What are some of the challenges that you've ran into with the two babies and having a relationship?
Probably just being tired.
Yeah.
That's been the biggest
and
challenge.
It's weird because it's like when you like I get it, right? You're tired. But it's like in my mind, you're always tired.
Cause you're a butthole.
No, I'm just saying it's like for the last 9 months, you've always been tired.
Right.
So that's been life for me. My wife is tired. I wish she wouldn't be tired and stuff like that, but it is what it is.
But it's different types of tired.
But for me.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like for me, it's different types of tired. So there's like physical exhaustion because my body was doing all of this work, growing a human being. Like it wasn't like I was actively doing anything, but my body was doing all this work. And like his pregnancy was really hard on my body. Like it took my back until probably this week to like stop hurting from pregnancy.
Yeah.
I also think it's because I'm old.
You're not old, man.
They put geriatric in my file.
That's just old. That's just what they put, but you're not old.
Right. Okay. Geriatric pregnancy hurt my body.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people over a certain age have back-to-back pregnancies because it really did take a toll on my body. But being here on this side, like I can identify why I'm tired. Like you only got to sleep 2 hours and then you had to wake up and be up for 2 hours and then you went back to sleep. You slept for 3 hours and then you were up for another hour and a half. Yeah. And the whole time, and every time you started falling asleep, the second time somebody was yelling mommy. So it's like you can physically explain to a person, hey, I slept for 5 hours, but it took me 5 sleeps to get 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Whereas when I was pregnant, it was just like, I just want to go to sleep. That's it. Like, but I still would have broken sleep, but it would be broken sleep because of the bathroom, not because of a baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's just, I'm tired. I understand the tired a little bit differently now because this is even different from having Lily because having Lily, I didn't have any other obligations other than her.
Yeah.
Now she is the other obligation and that makes it a little bit difficult. Yeah. And then sad to say, you're coming down there on the totem pole. So it's just like, I use my awake hours that we both have something in common that we would like to do. And it's like, okay, we can watch this together on TV.
Yeah.
Or, like I was telling you earlier today, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately. We talk about the podcast that I've listened to that you also have listened to. And I don't want to say compare notes because it's not notes.
Yeah, it's just...
have a conversation.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been my... I'll spend mental time with Tommy.
and I get that. And that's the thing for me. It's still wanting to hang out. Because the big goal in my mind, for us doing this podcast, for us
Bless you.
Man, I've been holding that one in. But
that's like Lily's fake sneezes.
Achoo. No, but the big goal for me in this podcast and, you know, everything we're doing is like, how do I become better at being in my roles as husband, as friend, as, you know, dad, as, you know, big cousin and stuff like that? How do I become better as a human being to make sure that my relationships last?
I think that you have to give yourself grace in things, but you also have to be intentional.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've been doing is I randomly text my friends. Sometimes it's at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's crazy because like April was one of those people.
Yeah.
I have my friend April. She was a bridesmaid in our wedding.
Hey, April.
She was like the person that I was texting while I was in labor. And all I was thinking was, why are you up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
But she was texting me back. But I like send them children updates.
Mm-hmm.
But we also talk about whatever is going on in their lives in these text messages, because it's so much easier for me to keep a conversation via text than it is on the phone. Because on the phone, I got Lily yelling, "Mommy."
Yeah.
Or asking me, am I talking to grandma?
Right.
But when you're on the other side of it, like, you're like, this is too much of a distraction. I just need, bless you. I'm like, I just need you to be quiet. And so the quiet is me texting instead of me trying to listen to this person on the phone and listen to this child.
Yeah. That's it's funny because the only thing I think about is like, I don't want to fail at anything that I do. Mm-hmm. You know, because I take my job seriously. Mm-hmm. And when you were pregnant, all I was thinking was, man, I just want my friend back. Like, I just want my pal back, man. We hang out, we cook, we laugh together, we check each other, you know, we fuss with each other, but that's the fun part of life. You know, we kind of laugh at the kid.
Yeah. Pregnancy was just difficult.
Yeah, this pregnancy was hard. It really turned me off to having more children.
I had been turned off.
Like, I was like, I don't want to, like, I would love to have more children, but I don't want to deal with you pregnant again.
That's mean.
Is it?
The way you said it.
How can I say that better to where, because I don't mean any harm by it or anything like that, but it was just dealing, like, the challenge with you and being pregnant was you not being present. Mm-hmm. And that was a major challenge because still I needed things. Mm-hmm. Lily needed things. Mm-hmm. The household itself needed things. And I couldn't get it.
No, I get it. I don't know how you could have said it in a nicer way. Maybe somebody can put that in the comments.
Maybe.
But no, I completely get it because being pregnant this time.
We'll get it out.
Yeah, he got it out. Being pregnant this time was a lot different. It was a lot harder. We ran into some things that could have presented themselves as complications that we didn't go through the first time. And it wasn't anything that I could do to change those things. And also, Lily was exhausting before. Yeah. Being pregnant. And then growing in another person just sometimes made her that much more exhausting. Yeah. And it's just like, okay, something has to give and it's going to be me. Yeah. So I'm going to give and I'm going to go lay down. Yeah. And I would tell her she can come lay down with me. I do miss those naps together though.
It was crazy when the air went out.
Oh yeah. So while I was, 7 months pregnant?
Yeah.
Our air went out for a month. Thank God it was right before the heat waves that was giving us like 110 degree heat indexes. But I had to also deal with that. We only had AC in one room because Tommy bought a portable AC unit to go in our bedroom. So the three of us were sleeping in one bed every night. And Lily wanted to do things in every room of the house except for the one that had AC.
Yeah.
And she thought that I was going to come in those rooms with her. Yeah. I'm like, girl, my insides are burning up. No.
But this time around has been completely different. I'm happy where we are. Mm-hmm. I love him. I love Lily. Love you. Mm-hmm. And just glad that we were able. Everybody got here safely.
Yeah.
You know,
got here and got back.
Right. Safely and sound. And you know, I look forward to
maybe not my mama's back.
Yeah.
Because Lily wore my mama out.
Yeah, she did. And that's the thing that I appreciate about your mom stepping in and helping like that as well. Lily now, the regression of not wanting to go to sleep.
Oh my gosh, driving me crazy.
It's not wanting to, she still didn't eat anything. Like more than what she used to eat. But that's the biggest thing. You know, is dealing with that aspect of things and the relationship part, because I do feel like me and you have to figure out us again and what we look like with two kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's the hard part for me. That's the thing that I struggle with, because the kids part is kind of like, you know, this is, you do A and you do B. But with the relationship part, it's like that's something you're constantly working on, and it changes. And we're like witnessing a change in our relationship because there's a big change in our family. So,
yeah, I guess at some point this will turn into a later episode that'll be surviving parenting multiple kids.
Yeah. We can talk about it.
We're just at the beginning of it. So
yeah.
This literally is surviving at this point. And I want to get to the side of thriving through it. But it's definitely one of those things where we just have to actually work towards it to get what we need done and figure it out.
Yeah. That's really all I got for this telling of the story of Quad and his birth. And obviously he's like, well, y'all done.
You guys have talked about me enough.
Yeah.
I guess we'll also throw in a few pictures so you guys can officially meet young Quad.
Young Quad in the building.
And then I hope Tommy still has the video of when Lily met him.
Yeah, I still got it.
So we can add that footage in as well, because she was so excited to meet her little brother.
She was smiling ear to ear.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, guys, do you have a quote for this episode?
I did. I actually pulled one up. Hold on, let me find it. I pulled it up on his birthday. Not his birthday, but the artist's birthday. And the artist is Young Dolph.
I got you.
I'm gonna switch over.
He looking like, man, what y'all passing me?
So I'm trying to figure out how I can say this, because he definitely cussed a lot in this song. He said, "Mama, she was in the streets, so guess who raised me? You MFing right. Couldn't get it from my mama, so I got it off the block. Been working my whole life, but I ain't never punched the clock. 9 years old, I seen the N-word get shot. N-words quick to run their mouth when they get jammed. I'm just gonna stop there.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Dolph. Happy birthday, Dolph.
Well, it was his birthday a few days ago.
Happy belated.
Well, I guess about a week ago at this point when this episode is gonna go out.
So with that being said, we thank you guys for listening to another episode of the August Love Story podcast.
Oh yeah, next week's episode we have friends of the pod on.
Yeah.
Or the next few weeks episodes.
I'm super excited about this season because we do have good friends on and great episodes, great conversations coming up that we have.
We're talking about all the things
that you could possibly talk about. And then even more, like just the growth in the podcast and the growth in our content and everything that we're doing. So, we appreciate you guys supporting. Continue to support, and we're going to continue to create.
Catch our Married at First Sight reviews.
Married at First Sight right now.
Not sure if we're going to dive in on another show as of yet because 2 kids is hard.
Yeah, it is a
2 kids, no daycare.
Yeah,
it's hard.
That's even tougher. So. But yeah, we're gonna try to put out more content, more things for you guys and us to enjoy, spark more conversations. Hopefully this podcast sparks a conversation with you guys and how you guys feel about pregnancy, parenthood, relationships and parenthood, all those things. So that's the whole point, man. We gotta keep the village together.
He's over us.
He's like, man, won't y'all stop it? Anyway, like, share, subscribe. If you're listening to us on we're Apple Podcasts,
Google Podcasts,
Spotify, like it, subscribe to it, leave a review. Yeah, all those good things, man. We appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
Bye, y'all.